Hi YouTube, it's Ty. I am only 8 minutes late today. I started at 12:35 getting set up with my computer and everything. So, not 12:35. Did I say 12:35? I'm at 2:35. My time zone started at 3 o'clock. So, I'll try to start about 5 minutes earlier next week so that I can be on time. Hey, my kiddo, thank you for coming in. Thank you for the thumbs up. Let's see here. Let me get myself set up so I can see comments just in case they start to come in. Let me get here. Give me a second. It's coming. Only 8 minutes late today. I was trying to be on time. I'm always trying to be on time, but I gotta just start getting ready earlier. Let's see here. Okay. I'm trying to get it set up so I can see your comments in the chat. Okay, here we are. Good. Now I'm all set up. So, first 5 minutes, as usual, we always dedicate to the YouTubers who are here. Hey, Mimi, thank you for coming. Hey, Spammy, I'm good. How are you doing? My love, Merry Christmas to y'all, just in case I don't see y'all before Christmas. But I'll be streaming every day, including Christmas Day from now. But yeah, first 5 minutes dedicated to the YouTubers in the house. Take a look around, promote your channel. Feel free to tell us the best thing that's going on your channel. Tell us, whatever you want to tell us about your channel. Hey, Malvin Jackson, how are you doing? Thank you so much for coming in. I love when Malvin is in the house. It's a very opinionated Malvin Jackson is in the house. Malvin, I don't know if you met her already, but Spammy is a white woman. Just letting you know. Spammy just does live streaming random videos. Aha, 2 off 700. All right, so maybe we can get you to 700 before we're done here. Let's see here. Mimi does a lot of fitness stuff on her channel. Malvin, do you actually have a channel? I know I met you in, what's her name? Is it Mother Earth? Was that the name of her channel? But anyway, I don't know if you actually have the channel. I don't know, because if you do, I still haven't been there, and I need to. Yes, I do remember when we were chasing 400. We've come a long way, Spammy. So I'm proud of you. You're doing very, very well, I think. To say you just started, girl, you're doing great. So just keep it up. I love it. Let's see here. Thank you, Spammy. I've been doing this for a while, and so I'm just now like getting in the groove of it, and so we're growing together. In the grand scheme of things, our channels are pretty close to the same size when you think about big YouTubers, right? So we're getting somewhere together. I'm excited about it. We have 2 more minutes to just dedicate to the YouTubers in the house. Mother Nature, yes. Okay, Malvin Jackson. Thank you. Thank you for the 2 thumbs up, whoever those people were. I appreciate it. Got a lot to cover today, as usual. But before we get into that, I just want to oh, you do have a channel. Don't really care. Well, I'm going to go and check out your channel and see what you talk about over there. Malvin does have a channel, though. Okay, so yeah. Feel free to support other channels who are in here. Let them know that you're supporting them. You will probably get some support for your own channel too. So that's kind of how that works. Obviously it's not a requirement, but generally when people come in here, they do find some support for their channels, and it is always like just kind of a goal of mine that before I log off of any live stream that I'm on, that at least one YouTuber has some new support for their channel. I think that we YouTubers need to help each other grow, and eventually we'll get to the point where our analytics will be better, and people who are just YouTube watchers and not necessarily YouTubers who are kind of like looking for views in exchange for views, will get to see us. But until then, let's just help each other out, because we're capable of doing that. That's just kind of how I feel about it. We got 30 seconds that are left to dedicate to YouTubers getting some support. But know that while I'm on here, and anytime you see me streaming, you can always come in my chat and feel free to promote your channel and support other channels and let them know you're supporting them. And you just might get some support for your channel. That's big, 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 big deal to me. So, and it makes me feel good when I go into your comments on your videos and y'all are like, hey, I met you in Ty's chat, whatever. So the 5 minutes is up. Let's go on and just keep support going for each other throughout this whole stream. And I will let you know what we're talking about today. We have a rest in peace to do today for Penny Marshall. We are going to talk about this horrible tsunami in Indonesia, which is something that I just saw this morning, like in the middle of the night when I woke up to take my dogs out. We are going to talk about a horrific story of a Texas mother who got sentenced to 40 years for some horrifying things that she did to her daughters. We are going to talk about, all the serious stuff first. These Catholic clergymen who have been accused of abuse in Illinois. Yes, it is sexual abuse to children. We are going to talk some more about Charles Leno Jr. I enjoyed that live stream that we did during the week about Charles Leno Jr. And y'all know I love talking about race stuff. I love talking about relationships. And so that stream was everything. Thank you again. I don't know, they're not even in here, and I don't know that they'll be in here, but an interracial couple, Mrs. LP and You Not Ready 365, were huge contributors to that conversation, as well as super chatted me almost $40 throughout the entirety of that stream. So I super duper appreciate that. But we're gonna talk about him. We're gonna talk about Miss USA and how she was representing this country at the Miss Universe pageant. Not proud of her, but we'll talk about her. We're going to continue to talk about this young fool, Jacquees, who believes that he is the king of R&B, and another annoying video that came out with him and Keith Sweat this week. Don't know what this little boy is smoking. Don't know why he thinks that he is the king of R&B. We had a situation come up, another, one of my, that I would have put in my living as a person of color in the United States series, Banking While Black. Some BS went down at a bank. We're going to talk about this Chris Rock video that has resurfaced. It's an old video from 2012, which I had not seen before, that contains himself and Ricky Gervais and Louis C.K. throwing around the N-word, and it made me very uncomfortable to watch, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to look at the video. We're going to talk about Alfonso. I've never known how to, is his last name pronounced Ribeiro? Carlton Banks from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and him being out of his black ass mind and thinking that he can sue for Fortnite using the Carlton dance. We are going to get into a little bit of old news because it is something that I would have liked to have discussed, but y'all know last week I was catching up too, and we went for 4 hours last week. But I do want to get into the whole Ebro Kodak Black situation. Interview went bad, and then Trick Daddy inserting himself into that situation. We're going to talk about that, and that's everything that I have on the menu for today. So that's what we have. Decide if you want to stay or go, and I'm going to go on and get started with our RIP for Penny Marshall, you guys. Let me get a sip of my water first, and I'll get right into it. Please keep the support going for each other in the chat. I hate... Look. I wear lipstick for y'all, but I tell y'all, I hate getting lipstick on the bottles. I hate that. Anyway, on Tuesday, Penny Marshall passed away, and she had been a steadily present figure in pop culture here in America for 4 decades. The body of work that she left behind is formidable. On her IMDb page, she has 15 credits as a director, 14 credits as a producer, and 71 credits as an actor or actress, however you want to say. So obviously I can't go through all of those things, but here are some of the highlights that I wanted to share from Penny Marshall's career. Early on, she had guest appearances on the Bob Newhart Show, which I love the Bob Newhart Show, and other television shows, but her big break came thanks to her brother, Gary Marshall, who I'm seeing now that she's died. I'm seeing that a lot of people thought that Gary Marshall was her father, but that is in fact her older brother. And he put her on his sitcom, adaptation of The Odd Couple. And that was also a role that she would reprise for her final acting credit, which came in 2016 for an Odd Couple revival on Hulu. I never knew that they revived that show for Hulu. And anyway, then her brother's next best hit was Happy Days, and he looked out for Penny again, casting her alongside Cindy Williams. She was Laverne DeBazio, and Cindy Williams was Shirley Feeney, and they were two brewery workers out on a double date with Fonzie and Richie Cunningham. And the episode was so well received that Gary created a spinoff called Laverne and Shirley, and the rest is history. And that's where most of us really, really know her from, or at least the beginning of her. That show ran for 8 seasons, and Penny Marshall directed the first 4 episodes of the 4th season because she wasn't content with just acting. Her first movie directing smash hit was Big, and it came 2 years after she directed Whoopi Goldberg in Jumpin' Jack Flash. Jumpin' Jack Flash wasn't the biggest success, but it's a movie that people know. Big with Tom Hanks was one of the biggest films of 1988, and it was the first film by a female director to gross over $100 million. And it also got Tom Hanks his first Best Actor nomination for an Oscar. She was also present for Robin Williams' big launch, and when she guest starred on an episode of Mork and Mindy. It was the pilot episode, so she really was there like for the beginning of Robin Williams' career. This lady's been around since forever. Hey Journey, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. So she also let's see. Well, we left off with Robin Williams. She also directed Tom Hanks and John Lovitz and Rosie O'Donnell in A League of Their Own, and that was another huge success for her, another $100 million plus grossing film. And in 1996, she directed Whitney Houston and Courtney B. Vance in The Preacher's Wife. Again, not a huge commercial success, but a movie that a lot of people know. She leaves behind one daughter named Tracy Reiner. And now Tracy is a daughter from her first marriage that lasted only 3 years. But in 1971, she remarried Rob Reiner, which a lot of people aren't mentioning, and he adopted her daughter. Rob Reiner is the actor who portrayed Mike Stivic, or Meathead, on All in the Family. And, he also became quite a very successful director himself. And they got married in 1971. They got divorced in 1981. So the only daughter that she has is the daughter that he adopted. Good old Meathead from All in the Family. I loved All in the Family. And she died at the age of 75, you guys, on Tuesday from complications from diabetes. So that is Penny Marshall. May she rest in peace. I was really surprised to hear that she died. Well, sad to hear that she died. Let me see what is going on in the comments, and then we'll move on to the next story. What's new? I was gone so long I lost my mod status. No, everyone lost their mod status because there was a little bit of drama in my stream. But no, so I had to take everything away, discovered some things that I didn't like discovering once I took a look at what was kind of going on my channel. But yeah, One Day at a Time was my show back in the day. Oh yeah, One Day at a Time. I do remember that one. Thank you for that 3rd thumbs up, whoever that was. And thank you for coming in, Deshaun. I appreciate you. So far we've only talked about Penny Marshall. May she rest in peace. Let's go on to this next story, y'all. Y'all know we try to get the sad stuff out of the way first. There was a tsunami in Indonesia overnight. Thank you for the thumbs up, whoever that was. I appreciate it. This is so heartbreaking to me. You guys, prayers, positive vibes, love and light, whatever it is that you do, please send it out to those people in Indonesia right now. When I woke up in the middle of the night, I saw on Twitter that there had been a tsunami, and at that time that I woke up, they were reporting that over 50 people were dead. But then when I got up for the day to get up and work on my notes for the stream, the death toll had risen to 222 people, and still counting, I'm sure, as there are over 800 people injured. 43 people to be exact who had been injured at the time that I checked this morning on the most recent report that I saw. And there are still several people missing, dozens of people missing. The tsunami was triggered by a volcanic eruption, and the waves smashed onto beaches at night and without warning, so nobody had time to prepare, and it was just ripping houses and hotels from their foundations in seconds. And hey, TJ's Woodworking Shop, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. And it was a tsunami that hit around the Sunda Strait. I think that I'm saying that correctly, at 9:27 p.m. their time. Let me go on and get my tablet ready that Journey told me to get and see if I can show y'all. I'm rubbing it because it has smudges. Yeah, I have a video to show, and some of you may have already seen the video if you've seen anything about the story. There was an Indonesian pop group called 17, and they were performing at a concert for the state-owned electricity company when the tsunami hit. And so it's a very short video. I'm getting this Amazon Fire tablet fired up. So hopefully I'll be able to show you. Let's see what y'all saying. Hold up. Let me look at your comments while I wait for my tablet while I wait for the tablet to fire up. TJ said, oh, wait, hey. Oh, yeah, Journey, yeah, it was a lot of really stupid drama, but it's okay. Let's see, she says, yes, that was so heartbreaking and so devastating. It was at least 340 last I read. Wow, yeah, and I hadn't looked at anything since I was getting ready for this stream, so that's really terrible. Like, there's no other way to say it. Let's see here. TJ says, hi, beautiful Merry Christmas to you and all your family, hun. Later. Oh, well, thank you. I don't know if you're still in here, but thank you for coming in and wishing me a Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate that. And Merry Christmas to you, TJ's Woodworking Shop. If you're still in here, I hope that you hear me, and I hope that you're having a Merry Christmas, and I hope that you're doing well and feeling good. Let's see here. Let me find this video to show y'all. Just really, really crazy. Let's see. Oh, hi. Is it Audio Discourse? I'm new to your channel. Are you from the Valley in Cali? You look at me, no, I'm not from the Valley in Cali. I'm from Texas. I'm from Houston, Texas. Thank you so much for the compliment. I appreciate it. I love Cali, and I think that California women are beautiful. But yeah, I love to visit Cali. But no, I'm not from the Valley in Cali, but I appreciate the compliment. California girls are just super beautiful. Okay, so here is the video, and it's very short. I mean, y'all, that thing just came flying in on those people, and I hated that for them. Like, I could not imagine. That band was called 17. They released a statement saying that their bass player and road manager were found dead after this tsunami hit, and while two other band members and the wife of one of the performers are still missing. So yeah, that was one of the video footages, I guess, that came out from that. Let's see. Yes, we rock. Texas chicks are fly too. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, a tsunami audio discourse in Indonesia. Like while we were asleep here in the States, it happened at 9:27 their time. But yeah, hated to see that. Hey guys, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of you, and much love later. Okay, so I guess TJ is gone, but I'm glad that he came in. Let's see here. Is it working now? I really hope, since he said Journey told you to get it. Yeah, it's on and off with the way it works, Journey. But it's been doing what I needed to do. Sometimes we had to wait and stall a little bit, but I still appreciate the suggestion. Let's see. Deshaun says, I want to tell you I love you. Oh, I think about you a lot. Well, thank you, Deshaun. That makes me feel special. I really do appreciate that. And thank y'all for the thumbs up. I see that they're still coming in. Let's see here. Journey says, OMG, so sad. But how were they playing while that was coming at them? I don't know. I mean, I guess it just happened so quickly. But the odd thing is they were playing for the electric company. I guess they had everything they needed. I mean, if it just happens in a flash, I guess that, like everything is fine 1 second and literally the next second, everything is not fine. Hey, Chevy Power Fox, how are you doing, love? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. We're just wrapping up talk about this tsunami in Indonesia that happened overnight. Audio Discourse says, oh no, Lord have mercy. I have a friend there, guys. Yes, if you are able to check on your friend, check on her. I have no idea what the communications systems are doing there now. I imagine that there are probably issues with power, with internet, with telephone, satellites, but yeah, whatever you got to do. Yeah, if y'all know anybody, check on them there. Like, yeah, if you're able to. Mimi says, hey, sis, just driving by and for support, gotta go. Okay, I'll try you on your next live. Happy Sunday, and everyone in live. Thank you, Mimi38. Y'all check her out. She does she's on a fitness journey, and she is kicking ass on her channel. Let's see, Journey says true, and who expects a tsunami, but there had to be news reports. No, there were not. Journey, they said that there were not any news reports, that this just came within a flash, like nobody knew anything. I'm not trying to take it left, but that was confusing that they didn't protect and prepare. From what everyone is saying, that it was the reports that I've read, it was set off by some volcanic eruption in the middle of the night, and there was no warning. It just came. So, I guess things can happen like that. I've never experienced a tsunami, thank God. I've experienced one earthquake in my life, and it was the scariest shit I've ever been through. So yeah, my heart goes out of those people. That's all that I can say. I could not imagine being in something like that. There's a hair in my face. That's why I'm doing all this, y'all. Okay, so yeah, that's that video. Hey, Ray 365. I was just bragging on you and Mrs. LP. At the start of the stream, because I appreciated y'all's contributions, both to the conversation and financially, of the last stream that we did on Charles Leno Jr. And we're going to talk about that again in here, but I did enjoy talking about it with y'all. So, another sad story to get to. A Texas mother has been sentenced to 40 years, and forgive me because I'm only sharing this particular story because it angered and saddened me, but a Texas judge sentenced a mom whose two daughters, ages 1 and 2, died after being left in an increasingly hot car overnight. In September, a bride named Amanda Hawkins pleaded guilty to 2 felony counts of abandoning or endangering a child, causing imminent danger of death, bodily injury, or physical or mental impairment, and 2 counts of injury to a child. So those are all her charges. In 2017, police said that the mom drove to a friend's house in Kerrville, Texas, and they said that the children were in her car for some time between 10 hours and 15 hours, from a Tuesday night to midday Wednesday, while Amanda Hawkins and her friends were inside of a shed smoking marijuana. Y'all, I'm so disgusted at this story. At one point, a 16-year-old who was at the party didn't want to sleep in the shed, and so he got in her car and slept with her 2 daughters. When he woke up around 8 o'clock in the morning, he rolled up the windows and brought the keys inside and told Amanda that he was leaving. Now, his name is Kevin Frank, and he has also been charged in the girl's death with 2 counts of first-degree murder. Well, these little girls' mother, he woke up at 8. took the keys in. Their mom didn't wake up until noon the next day. And before she got up to check on her daughters, who she knew she left in the car overnight, first she smoked some more marijuana and had sex with some guy who was at the party. And then she went outside to check on her daughters and found those two babies unconscious in the vehicle. The temperature was 89 degrees at this time, according to the sheriff's report. And instead of taking her daughters to a hospital or calling 911, Amanda took the girls inside to run cold water on them from a bathtub. And she also Googled how to revive people from heat exhaustion. And told people at the party that she wasn't going to the hospital because she didn't want to go to jail. So 2 hours later, she finally took the girls to Regional Medical Hospital, and they were transferred to University Hospital in San Antonio. Dr. John Gebhardt is the doctor who treated the girls, and he said that Amanda told him that the girls had been at a park smelling flowers, and they just collapsed right before it was time to leave. So this doctor spent 40 hours trying to save those little girls' lives, but he was unsuccessful. The doctor said that brain swelling is actually what killed these two little girls. He said that their deaths were painful and that they likely suffered from profound shock while they were in that hot car. The doctor said that these two little girls, aged 1 and 2, would have experienced sweating and cramps and horrific headaches and shortness of breath and then seizures, followed by a burning throughout their entire little bodies. And he said that it was a slow process. The staff told Amanda, the hospital staff told Amanda that she could stay there overnight because, like I said, he spent 40 hours working with these little girls, almost 2 complete days, trying to work with these little girls to revive them. And the hospital staff told her that she could stay overnight with her girls, but she told the hospital staff that she preferred a hotel because it was more comfortable. She didn't come back until 3 p.m. the next day. Y'all, mother. So anyway, at her sentencing, she said that she was ready to accept whatever the punishment may be. And the judge basically said, well, good, you can accept these 40 years, bitch. And he sentenced her to 40 years in prison. The judge is Judge Keith Williams, and he said, quote, "Those precious little girls could still be here today if this had not happened. People in our community take better care of their pets than you took care of your kids." So 40 years for this raggedy bitch. Let me see what y'all are saying. Y'all, that story broke my heart. Now, of course, Rocco is acting like a fool. Rock, here, go to your bed. Okay, so let me see what y'all are saying. Journey says, should have been life. Yeah, I agree. Animation's Real, hey, I didn't see you come in. Animation's Real says, throw away that dang key. For sure. Yeah, no arguments here. Animation Real also says, oh my God, some people don't need the blessings of having children. Is there going to be a call in about the wrestler who had to cut his hair? I did not get that story. We can. Do y'all want to do a call in about the wrestler who had to cut his hair? We can make it about ethnic hair in general or just hair in general. Do y'all want to do that? Since Animation Real brought it up, that's fine with me. We can do that. We can just cut this off. After we're done with this stream, we can cut this off. We can talk about whatever we've talked about here or whatever else y'all want to talk about, so we can talk about the wrestler too. That was a horrible story. I don't know why I didn't think to write that down as one of my topics. I did see that. You already just said SMH. Like, what? I mean, what else can you do? Like, there's nothing to say. The little girls are gone. Journey says the B. And I try not to cuss, but that B, OMG. Like, yeah, seriously. Already says that's crazy. Journey says, wow. I mean, like, what else can you say? What else can you say? Yeah. So, yeah. Y'all, that story just made me angry. It made me angry. So let's move on to the next thing. I've read your comments. Here's another one. Since we're talking about the abuse of children, we'll get to other stuff. Y'all know we get the sad stuff out of the way first. 500 more Catholic clergymen accused of abuse in Illinois. Also, another very disturbing story, and this is the Illinois Attorney General's office found that 500 more. They found 500 more Catholic clergymen had been accused of sexually abusing children than the 6 archdioceses in the state had publicly identified before. Hey, Chef Disaster, thank you for coming in. And so that is according to the Illinois Attorney General, Lisa Madigan. The Archdiocese had listed 185 clergy members as having been credibly abused of sexual abuse, credibly accused of sexual abuse. But the actual total is in fact around 700 and not the 185 that they reported. And that's what the Attorney General says. She says, quote, by choosing not to thoroughly investigate allegations, the Catholic Church has failed and in its moral obligation to provide survivors, parishioners, and the public a complete and accurate accounting of all sexual inappropriate behavior involving priests in Illinois. The failure to investigate also means that the Catholic Church has never made an effort to determine whether the conduct of the accused priest was ignored or covered up by its superiors. The Attorney General's office said that the Archdiocese did a woefully inadequate job of investigating the accusations, and in some of the cases they didn't even notify state child care workers of these allegations. The Archbishop of Chicago, whose name is Cardinal Blaise Cupich, I believe is the way his name is pronounced, said, quote, I want to express again the profound regret of the whole church for our failures to address the scourge of clerical sexual abuse. There can be no doubt about the constant need to strengthen our culture of healing, protection, and accountability. While the vast majority of abuse took place decades ago, many victim survivors continue to live with this unimaginable pain. That is what the, again, Archbishop of Chicago had to say, and I say they need to investigate his ass too, because I would imagine that he shared some part of this investigation, so why didn't it come out under his watch? So anyway, I wonder if the, hi Super G-Man, thank you for coming in. I wonder if the sexual abuse of children within the Catholic Church, and this is just in general, would decrease greatly if those clergymen would be able to marry women. This is not like an indictment or just, I'm not judging the Catholic Church, I'm not Catholic, but I just think that the need for men to have sex is natural. And I feel that part of the reason that this type of abuse continues to go on is because they suppress this natural desire. And then they seek out children who are the most vulnerable to act out their sexual desires with, and they can dominate them and have them to hide what's been going on, for years and years and forever in some instances. And, I'm not trying to make excuses for them, because they know that this is a part of the territory of that life that they choose to lead, as a Catholic, bishop or cardinal or whatever. But to me, it just seems most unnatural to expect anyone, but especially a man, to be expected to go his whole life without ever having sex. And I do kind of feel like that's something that contributes to this culture of abusing these children that we keep seeing over and over and over in the Catholic Church. So let me see what y'all are saying about this. Chef Disaster says, right, Ty, I guess he's agreeing with me on that point. Super G-Man, that is a name that I'm not familiar with, but thank you for coming here. Do you have your own YouTube channel? Y'all, if y'all have your channels, feel free to promote your channels, support other channels, let them know you're supporting them. You might get some support back. Let's see here. Chef Disaster says that's being nice. LOL. Um, Animations and Journey are talking back and forth to each other. Um, why is the clergy a bunch of pedophiles? That's a good question, and I gave you what I think is my best answer. Animation's real. Thank you for smashing the like button for me, Chef Disaster. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Happy holidays to you too. Um, the real would not suppress the sweet nectar of the ladies. Okay, well, I believe you, the real, and thank you for expressing that thought with us. So, y'all, men, hey, hey, Bondi Gaming, thank you for coming in. So, we were just talking about these Catholic clergymen sexually abusing these kids, and I think that part of the reason they do is because they are not allowed to marry and have sex with women, and I think that's a natural desire for men. Animation's Real let us know that he would not suppress the sweet nectar of the ladies. So maybe Animation's Real can do some workshops with the Catholic Church so that he can get the men to stop suppressing the sweet nectar of the ladies. Animation's really crazy. Let me see. Let's go on to the next story. Thank y'all for the thumbs up. Thank y'all for just coming here and participating in the chat. I really do appreciate y'all. So this is one that we talked about already this week. You're Not Ready 365. I don't know if he's still in here, but he and his woman, Mrs. LP, were huge contributors to that conversation. And Animation's Real was there too, and I appreciated everybody for being there. But Charles Leno Jr., you guys, about this time last week, last Sunday, the 27-year-old Chicago Bears lineman, Charles Leno Jr., proposed to his girlfriend of 5 years, Jennifer Roth. And the proposal was very exciting, and everybody was excited for him. Was excited for him, and it went viral. And for about 24 hours, everybody's like, "Yay! How cute! How sweet! Oh my gosh, he proposed to his girlfriend after he won the game. That's so great." But right after that, because Twitter is Twitter, some Twitter users dug up some tweets of hers from 2012 that are racist and racially charged. Now, for the record, Charles Leno Jr. is a big black man, and his fiance is a tiny little blonde white lady. And in her tweets, she was referring to ghetto people and using the N-word. And here are some of her tweets. I'll just run them down. First one, quote, "It's funny how black guys treat white girls on campus. It makes me want to go back to talking to white guys." Now, this is a girl who's recently engaged to a big black man. Here's her next tweet. "Bitches think they slick, but then act like niggas." Don't know what that means, but okay. Here's her next tweet. "Damn, all my niggas took a loss in the NBA tonight." Here's her next tweet. "These hoes be acting up and these niggas be letting them." Okay, Blondie. Here's her next tweet. "Ghetto people are always naming their kids stuff they can't afford. Mercedes, Diamond, Bentley, Pearl, light bill, rent, car insurance." Okay, so I don't know if she has a career in comedy ahead of her, but whatever. Here's her next tweet. "I like seeing white guys with black girls and black guys with white girls because mixed babies are so cute. LOL." I hate y'all know, I just hate when people fetishize mixed children. Because just like any other children, some of them are cute, some of them are funny looking, and a lot of racially mixed people look like pit bulls in the face. But anyway, she says also, quote, "I can't tell if loving basketball is why I love black guys, or if I love loving basketball because I love black guys." She's so confused, like which came first, the chicken or the egg? Okay, her next tweet. "It's true what they say about black guys. Probably why I can't bring myself to talk to a white man again. LOL." I guess she's talking about their big penises, right? So whatever. My thoughts on that. If you're attracted to white women and that's your preference, then fine. But why would you get one who is black fetishizing and who has racist tendencies and who thinks that using nigger is okay? And the same goes for black women. Don't get with these black men who just fetishize you for your body, for stereotypes about women with big butts and big lips, who just sexualize you and your body, and again, who think that using the N word is okay. It's not. As far as I know, still, since the last live stream we did, neither she nor he has responded to any media requests for interviews or comments since those tweets came out. So I don't know where things stand with him. He'll probably still marry her. I mean, I don't know. I don't know him, but anyway, I did see a number of black women on Twitter basically asking how can a black man get involved with white women who fetishize them and have these stereotypical views of black men. And frankly, my answer to that is, for the black men who could do that, I think it's because some of them actually enjoy those stereotypes, and especially the stereotype about having a big penis. But that's that for that. Let me get back to your comments while I look at Rocco, who's just staring at me because I'm talking to y'all. So of course now he needs some attention. What do you want, Rocco? You want to say hi? Come here. Come here. Come on. Ouch. Say hi. Say, hey, y'all, I'm being annoying because my mama's doing something. She's not looking at me all the time. Okay, get down. I'll give you a treat. Go to your bed. Ooh, you okay? Okay, go to your bed. Go to your bed. That's not your bed. Go to your bed. Acting stupid. Okay, give me a second, y'all. Oh, I'm sorry, Sammy. There. Okay, turn this down. Yes, he needs attention. Journey. He's an attention whore. He really is. I'll tell you about him later. Chef Disaster says, so straight out of today's rap song and video. Oh, what, this situation? Yeah. Yeah, okay, y'all are agreeing that clergyman should get checked out. Yeah, I mean, that apology was a little too, I don't know, suspicious for me. I wasn't feeling that. So, let's go on to the next story. Miss USA at the Miss Universe pageant. So the dingbat of a broad who was selected to represent the United States, Miss USA, at the Miss Universe pageant went and represented our country quite well. A few days before the pageant was held, this retarded troglodyte took to her Instagram account to make a video mocking Miss Vietnam and Miss Cambodia for not being able to speak English at the Miss Universe pageant. This is the Miss Universe pageant, not the Miss English pageant. Many young women there speak different languages, and apparently she does not seem to understand that. So while she's mocking Miss Vietnam for not being able to speak English, my guess is that Miss Vietnam's English is better than Miss USA's Vietnamese. Just a guess. And by the way, the pageant was held in Thailand this year, and their official language is Thai, and I just can't help but wonder how well Miss USA speaks Thai. Miss USA from Nebraska, I wonder how well she speaks Thai. So anyway, let me see if my tablet will cooperate, and I will show y'all a video. I'll show y'all her video mocking her Asian fellow pageant queens because they can't speak English. Let's see here. Bear with me while I get this going. And while I'm waiting for Twitter to come up, let's see. Maybe it's going to go on and cooperate with me. Let's see here. And thank y'all for sticking in there with me, hanging out with me. I appreciate you all. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for being here with me today. Let's see here, Miss. Let me get to the video so I can show y'all our darling, darling sweetheart. Let's see here.
Here, it doesn't speak any English, and not a single other person speaks your language. Can you imagine? Like, Francesca said that would be so isolating, and I said yes. I mean, and just confusing all the time. You at least have other, I mean, you do speak great English. And you have other Spanish speakers.
Spanish speakers. Brazil doesn't speak English.
But there are other women that speak.
Yeah, but this is for temporary.
Yeah.
It's really hard. Really hard.
For Cambodia.
My top.
Hold on, but let's see what she said about Miss Vietnam. This dingbat. Let's see. Hey, Jersey Kickboxing, how are you doing? Thank you for coming in. And while I'm looking, let's see here. Okay, here we go.
Oh my god,
So, fashion,
oh my god,
yes, fashion, that's the word.
And she pretends to know so much English, and then you ask her a question after having a whole conversation with her, and she goes, she's adorable.
Huh? She didn't understand you.
Miss Cambodia is here.
Yeah,
She
so-
doesn't speak any English.
We already heard what she said about Miss Cambodia, but she was talking about Miss Vietnam there, saying that, you know, you ask Miss Vietnam something and she just says yes and, you know, nods her head. And so I guess that's really funny to Miss USA. I'm guessing that she did not win Miss Congeniality. I know that she did not win the competition. For the record, Miss Philippines won, and Miss USA didn't even make it into the top 10 for Miss Universe, and but Miss Vietnam, however, did make it to the top 5. So there, this retarded ass troglodyte. Let me see what y'all are saying. Yeah, Chef Disaster, not cool at all. Jersey Kickboxing says, so you were so right about those swirling hypocrites. It's not just the black men, the black women are just as bad. But you're the first person I've ever heard say that. Oh yeah, you know, everybody is game to be called out here. But thank you for recognizing my honesty. I guess Jersey Kickboxing, I appreciate it. Malman said that's why. That's why I stay off Twitter, or that's why. Oh, that's why I say stay off Twitter. Shut it down. Not, you know what? I say don't shut it down. Let people expose themselves and show their true colors. Let's see here. Animation says, hell, most people who speak English barely understand English. That's so sad. Yeah, this girl certainly doesn't sound like, you know, she's the brightest bulb in the box. So it was just... The sad thing is, like, the way that the country is right now, it's almost like she is a perfect representation to be out there showing the world what America is all about now. Like that, there couldn't have been a better Miss USA to represent what is going on in this country right now. But that's really sad. So anyway, Miss Philippines killed it though. I don't know if y'all saw her. They were calling the walk that she did the lava walk when she was in her bikini. Honey girl was killing it out there. So yeah, that was how that all worked out. So let's go back to talking about this stupid ass fool, which none of us said we recognize as the king of R&B. Even Malvin had to come through and give us an R&B guy, and you know Malvin is about his country music, but he said Luther Vandross is the king of R&B. So we got this fool again, Jacquees, back in the news. TMZ caught up with Keith Sweat backstage at some event where Jacquees was. And they asked they actually asked Keith Sweat his take on the whole King of R&B thing. And actually, the interviewer, he didn't ask. He told Keith Sweat that he said, "You're the King of R&B." And Keith Sweat humbly said, "No, I'm not." I think that he was kind of saying that like there's more than one or whatever, because the interviewer was saying something about did he pass the torch. And he said, well, no, there's no need to pass the torch. Basically saying that there's room for all of us to, to eat in this thing. And, like we're all, whatever. Yeah, we're all up there. But then Jacquees, who was several steps ahead of them, the interviewer and Keith Sweat, he took it upon himself to turn around, come get in front of the cameras, hijack Keith Sweat's interview to once more proclaim himself to be the king of R&B. And Keith Sweat looked like he was ready to just snatch this little boy up, but he just chilled. Let me see if I can show y'all the video of this little clown. Somebody needs to talk to him and let him know he needs to humble his damn self. Let me see though. Jacquees. And maybe this is just his way of trying to get some traction out there for his name. Because I had never heard this little Negro before he was running around saying that he was the king of R&B. Apparently he only has 2 songs, no full album, and he's recorded 2 songs that are covers of other people's songs. And he's performed 1 performance at like the Soul Train Music Awards, and based on that, this little Negro thinks he is the king of R&B. Don't know what the hell he's smoking or who's telling him these lies, but here's the.
So you are the king. You were originally the king. You were originally the king. So are you passing down the torch?
This the king from back then. I'm the king from right now. This Big Sweat. Big Sweat. But it's Big Queen. Big Queen.
Hold on. I'm still getting that bag. I don't know what you're talking.
He getting a bag, but 16 to 25 is my generation. I'm the king.
Are you willing to pass the torch?
Ain't no torch to bear.
Cut the camera off.
Yeah, they literally had those guys. Yeah, you saw how like the guy kind of just petted Keith on his shoulder and like walked him back into the dressing room. They know Keith Sweat, and y'all, like I had said before when we talked about this, Keith Sweat has a reputation of being a street dude from Harlem. Like, like don't let the turtleneck and the necklace fool you and the smooth voice fool you. From what I hear, Keith Sweat, is about that life or whatever. And so this little boy just needs to sit down somewhere and shut the hell up. But yeah, nobody, even the 16 to 25-year-old people I saw on Twitter, feel like this young man is the king of R&B. I didn't see any tweets that really that was agreeing with him saying this. He pretty much got called out for being a fool. And then this one guy said, "Nah, I was riding with Jacquees for speaking his truth, but this right here is just disrespectful. Keith should have jabbed him right then and there." So yeah, hey Chandra, thanks for coming in. So yeah, I've searched all over Twitter and I haven't seen one person other than Jacquees who believes that Jacquees is the king of R&B. So let me see what y'all are saying about this, and we'll get on with the next story. Let's see here. Yeah, Chef Disaster, exactly. Self-proclaimed king of R&B. Let's see here. Journey says, "Are we ever going to learn how to respect each other?" Probably not, Journey. Merry Christmas. Let's see here. Only people that matter is the 2 in that relationship, not stupid nosy ass Twitter. Well, you know what, Melvin, I would say that, except for you can't take the public adoration and everybody all oohing and awing and being happy about your marriage proposal, and we want to get all those comments, but then not want to accept the heat for you out here straight up using the N-word, and you're gonna marry a big old N-word, right? So yeah, people are gonna have something to say. That's just the way it is. People are gonna have their opinions, just like people had an opinion about how wonderful the engagement was when he got his big ugly ass down there to propose to her little ugly ass. People are gonna have something to say. She's racist? You marrying this racist white girl? We were all just rooting for you, and now what? Yeah, people are gonna have something to say. Let's see here. What are y'all saying? Keith Sweat got like 15 platinum gold albums. People often forget. Yeah, I mean, Keith Sweat has songs that we know. Like Keith Sweat is the man. I'm sorry, from the late '80s to or the early '90s. Like there's not many songs that were out on the radio that were Keith Sweat songs that people can't at least sing the whole hook to. I don't know anything by this Jacquees guy, and from what I've heard, the two songs that he does have out are songs that people don't know, or rather songs that are covers of other people's songs. So this boy didn't even have one original song of his own, and has made one performance at the whatever that was, the Soul Train Music Awards or something, and now based on that, he is the the king of R&B. Boy, go sit down somewhere. Hold up. Journey says, off the topic about the fire, this may be annoying, but while you were live streaming, plug it up when using it. It's depending solely on the battery. It may help a little. Okay, I'll give that a try next time. But I mean, the battery, like, it's never gone below 70% battery power. I don't know if that's the issue. I don't know, but I'll try anything. I just want to keep it moving. Let's see here. She needs to go to Big Mama's house with the hood aunties. Animations really. No, she doesn't. No, she does not. Let's see here. Chef Disaster says Ron Isley is good. Yeah, like Chef Disaster, we came up with like a million other names. Including Keith Sweat and Luther Vandross, all these other people who could be the king of R&B, and even if it has to be one for this generation, which I don't think that there is, I don't think there's enough people like really singing R&B music for there to be an R&B king of this generation. I think that it would probably be Chris Brown if there was one, but what he does is more pop than R&B. He can, I mean, he is the voice to sing R&B music, but they're not really doing that. I guess the money is in pop, and these kids are going to where the money is. Chandra says he definitely found a way to put his name out there. Yeah, exactly, and that's what I mentioned before you got here, Chandra. I was saying that he just feels like since his name is trending that he's done something, but I don't know, bruh. I don't believe that all press is good press, but we'll see what this does for him. And all the names that Jersey mentioned, the Jersey Kickboxing just mentioned, were names that were thrown out when we discussed it. Who's the king of R&B? He says 1992, Bobby Brown. R. Kelly, 1995 to 2004, which I don't like to give R. Kelly any props for anything on this channel because he's a disgusting abuser of black women to me. Usher, 2004, 2005, and Chris Brown, 2005 to present. Yeah, and Usher got thrown out there too. Yeah, I think that, like, pretty much any name other than Jacquees is in the running. Like me, Chef Disaster, Journey, I would take them before I would take Jacquees. Excuse me, y'all. No, I'm still not at 100%. So let's move on to the next thing, and we can get ready for a call after that. So, banking while black. What can I say? The racists are at it again. Employees of a Cleveland area bank alerted the authorities to a black man who suspiciously tried to cash his own check, causing them to question the motives behind his blatant Negro shenanigans. Hi, giggles. Paul McCown's went to the Huntington Bank in Brooklyn, Ohio to cash his paycheck on Saturday, December the 1st. And he did what was required of all of the non-customers, I'll say, of Huntington Bank. He presented 2 forms of identification and his fingerprint. Well, his actions were perceived as suspicious by the bank tellers, who clearly must have also been performing as an undercover investigative team. The teller stared at the computer screen for a little while, and then the teller called over another teller to come and stare at the computer screen. Hey, Mrs. LP, for a little while too. Not a supervisor or anything, just another teller to stare at the computer screen. And then the 2 tellers tried to call Mr. McCown's employer and to verify the check, but they couldn't get an answer. And then they asked Mr. McCown's to wait while they went in the back. Now, I know that we have a racially mixed audience, so let me just explain something for those of you who don't know. That's never a good sign for black people when people have to go to the back in order to deal with your situation, whatever it is. Meanwhile, someone told Mr. McCown's that they couldn't cash the check. So while the others were in the back, he decided to just go on and leave. Little did Mr. Paul McCown know that they were in the back calling 911. So as he tried to leave, a police cruiser pulled up in front, handcuffed Mr. McCown's, and put him in the back of a police car. So when the police arrived, they were able to reach his employer, who verified that the check was in the correct amount. Mr. McCown said, quote, "My employer said, yes, he works for me. He just started. And yes, my payroll company does pay him that much." McCown said that he was able to cash the check the next day at another location. Meanwhile, that particular Huntington branch has apologized for their error. I will not read the apology. You all know I don't read bullshit apologies. Just like I didn't read Miss USA's bullshit apology either. She issued one, but we'll go back to that. So, for anyone who might be questioning whether or not this was racially motivated, let's break it down. Paul McCown gave the bank 2 forms of ID and his fingerprint. So they weren't questioning his identity. They were able to pull up the account of his company on the computer screen, so they weren't questioning the legitimacy of the company or the check itself. Hi, Whaley Bird. Thank you for coming in. Or, you know, the check itself, the validity of the check itself. They knew that the check was real. So then the only thing that they could have been questioning, in my mind, was the amount of the check. And do you want to know how much this big check was that almost bankrupted their branch if they were to cash it? It was just a little over $1,000, you guys. $1,082 to be exact. And if you think that what happened, as far as the police being called for this man being tried to cash his check, would have happened to a white person in the United States of America conducting the exact same transaction, you are lying to yourself. Hi, J Blogs. And that is what we mean when we talk about white privilege. It's not about getting anything special sometimes. It's just about being able to move around in your existence without being hassled because of the color of your skin. So that is that story, you guys. Banking while black. Welcome to America. How you doing? Let's see what y'all have to say about it. Let's see here. And so, yeah, before I get to your comments, Miss USA did issue some kind of statement saying that, she's sorry, basically that people misunderstood her comments. That she's there in this environment where women are uplifting one another, and, she's sorry that people took her comments to mean, hi, Jeff Parker, thank you for coming in. She took, some people took her comments basically, as demeaning or whatever, but that's not what she meant. Like, girl, shut the fuck up. Let's see here. Chef Disaster says, total racial, not think that he could make that much. Exactly. Mrs. LP said that. Yeah. Like, what is this black man doing with? We're going to let him walk out of here with $1,000. Like, we need to question. Like, what the fuck? Okay, so Chef Disaster says, this exact same thing happened to me earlier this year. It's very troubling. Yeah, I mean, like, it really is, like, you feel like you need to walk around with your birth certificate, your social security card, proof of your mother's maiden name, like, just to go and buy a polo shirt at Dillard's. Like, it's crazy, right? Animations Real says, no apology. The offendant needs to turn the tide by filing police complaints on the offenders, especially when they are judgmentally wrong. I 100% agree. Thank you, Whaley Bird, for popping in to say happy holidays to everybody. And J Blogs asking how everybody's doing. I'm doing great. How are you doing, J Blogs? Yeah, Animations Real agrees. Never a good sign when they got to go to the back to handle your situation. Yeah, it's time to get nervous when they got to go to the back. Let's see here. I think that's everything for this story. I think I'm caught up with comment. My job had, whoa, Chef Disaster said that his job had to come to the bank to verify that he could have his check that he earned. Like that. Wow. Wow, 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 y'all. We're not on YouTube and, Twitter in 1911. This is 2018. Jeff, I have an Instagram, but I haven't logged onto my Instagram in over a year. It's Taiwan Loves Fitness, but I haven't logged onto there. I'm always on my Twitter, though. Twitter is where I get the stories for my live stream. But I'm always on Twitter at DTaiwan, TheTiWan. So here we go. Chris Rock, you guys, y'all, this is a story that I never thought I would be talking about because in my mind it should never have existed, and it's so disappointing to me. About 2 weeks ago, on this live stream, I think, or definitely on one of our live streams, animations I'm gonna get to you. Tammy Minda asked me, Tammy, y'all, she comes to our channel all the time. She asked me if I could interview one person for my YouTube channel, who would it be? And without a second of hesitation, I said Chris Rock. And I said why? Because I admire his brilliance as a comedian, and I can relate to him on so many levels, especially where race talk is concerned. And it's funny because I hear some white people say that they don't like him because they find him to be racist, but I hear a lot of white people who love him. But then I hear some black people who say that they don't like him because they find his humor to be offensive to black people. So, but then there are some black people like me who just love Chris Rock. And I admire him. And so I cannot understand for the life of me why he could sit in the presence of Louis C.K. and Ricky Gervais and let them toss the N-word around in his presence just over and over and over and over without speaking up, without speaking out, or without even looking slightly uncomfortable. And in a room with the three of those men who I just mentioned, plus one other white man, Jerry Seinfeld was the only one who had the wherewithal to not be able to find the humor in the word Nigger and not even to feel comfortable to speak it. Now, granted, this is an old video from 2012, and I had never heard of the show that they were on and had clearly never seen this clip. So for me, it's brand new. So I can say that I'm a little bit more comfortable with the fact that it's from 2012 because I was wondering why those guys are all hanging out with Louis C.K., who is now a known or at least a strongly suspected sexual harasser and abuser of women. But nevertheless, it was still troubling for me to see just because I never thought that Chris Rock was that guy. So let me show you the video. Totally cringeworthy. To me, everyone is at fault except for Jerry Seinfeld. Chris Rock, Louis C.K., and Ricky Gervais. Totally gross. Let me see if I can find it. Let me know if y'all have already seen it while I'm going through here trying to find this video. Hi, J Bodega. How are you doing? I can't do it because it's on my phone. I found an old picture of me and J Bodega, and I kind of wanted to share it with y'all, but it's on my phone, and I'm streaming from my phone, so I can't do that. Let's see here. Yeah, this one surprised me, y'all, in a bad way. Hey, a view is a view. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for thumbs up number 12. I appreciate that. Y'all know I love a good old thumbs up in my life. I need that in my life. Thank you for the thumbs up number 13. I need those thumbs up because it helps my analytics, so I appreciate it. Let me see. I'm trying to find the clip. That's not long enough. Yeah, and I guess stop me if you've seen it, but here we go.
He's the blackest white guy I fucking know. And then all the negative things we think about black people. This fucker.
You're saying I'm a nigger.
Yes, you are the niggerest fucking white man I have ever Oh, amazing! I don't think he could do that. Oh, I don't think he has those qualities. I mean, no, you don't even understand. Really? You don't really know him. Like, I've worked with him.
No, like your bit about.
I wouldn't use it anywhere.
No, exactly. These two.
We say nigger on stage.
On stage.
You guys don't. That's a.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's the difference between.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. We say nigger on stage. You guys don't.
But that's definitely a pairing. Who
We
says
say-
nigger on stage? We don't.
Well, you just did.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
You and me say nigger in private.
No.
These two guys don't. I don't believe he says it in private.
I've
much.
given it up just because it's played.
I don't believe it's. I don't think you've ever said it probably in your life.
No,
No. Yeah, that's it. That's the huge difference between you and me, I think.
Well,
That's what I've said.
you found the humor of it.
Yeah.
I haven't found it.
Right.
Nor do I seek it.
Right.
So,
Oh my God, find a way.
Yeah, y'all. So, Jerry Seinfeld said he hasn't found the humor in the word Nigger, nor does he seek it. I appreciate that. But yeah, like I said, to me, everybody in that video is at fault, with the exception of Jerry Seinfeld. And like, I just never would have thought, and I've admired Chris Rock for so long, and I just never thought that I would have seen the day that in the setting of four men, three of them being white, that Jerry Seinfeld would be the one who I would be agreeing with on the, on the stance on the use of the N-word. So, yeah, that is that. I mean, I don't have anything to say other than like, wow, like, I didn't think that Chris Rock was that dude. Let me see what y'all are saying. Let's see here. One says he doesn't say it anywhere. One says it everywhere. One justifies animations. Am I seeing your whole comment? So yeah, and it was just like after Louis C.K. said it, it was like you could see Ricky Gervais's hard on. He couldn't get it out fast enough. Like, oh man, like we can all say it like in front of Chris Rock, like, oh my gosh, this is like the best day ever. Like, that was probably like the best day he ever had at work. Let's see here. This is a socially awkward topic for them to indulge in. Yeah. Journey says, wow, you are right. They are all at fault for that. Yeah. Hey, Justice Handbricks. I don't think I said hi to you when you came in. I saw him and we were looking at the video. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Oh, thank you, Mrs. LP. I see you on your job. Thank you. Thank you for moderating for me. He did look... Oh, Chandra says that Chris Rock did look uncomfortable. I didn't pick up on it. And to me, at least with Louis C.K., it looked like maybe they'd had this conversation before. Because when he said it, didn't seem like he flinched. But maybe he was uncomfortable. And maybe he's just feeling like, well, I know where my bread is buttered. I can't say nothing. Like, I don't know. I say it, but we'll appreciate others saying it. But I will appreciate it. Wait, okay, abuse says, I say it, but I will appreciate others saying it. It just depends. And my thing is, okay, I can't police anybody on using the word. I don't like it. But for me, if I use it, I don't mean it. And my only thing is, like, I'm usually using it in the context of a story, something that I'm talking about, something that I saw, something that I heard, but it's never in an endearing way. And that's what I don't understand. Like when black people are saying, oh, we took that word back, that's our word, the N-word, just as handbricks. No, like that doesn't mean anything good. That's what I'll never understand as far as when we use it. Like, oh, it's endearing, or, it's just cool. And like, nah, it's not. Like, there's nothing endearing about that. So it is not meaning nasty at all, but this will never change. Yeah, and people are going to use it like, it is what it is, but this is just where we are. But that was a weird thing for me to see. But anyway, kudos to Jerry Seinfeld. I don't really know what else to say about it. How about Alfonso? I don't know how to pronounce this little Negro's last name. Is it Ribeiro? I've never known how to pronounce his last name. He has beef with Fortnite pop culture influenced dances. So now he's suing the creators of the game for jacking his Carlton dance. The former Fresh Prince of Bel-Air star, yes, Carlton, has filed a suit this week against Epic Games, the creators of Fortnite, claiming that the company completely ripped off the famous dance that his character, Carlton Banks, did on the show throughout the series. In the documents that were obtained by who else? TMZ. Alfonso says that Fortnite released a new dance that his character, he says that they released a new dance that the characters use that they can perform, and it's called the Fresh emote, and that this came out in January of this year, January 2nd of this year, and it's a carbon copy of what he claims he came up with for the 90s sitcom, and he also claims that he's in the middle of copywriting the Carlton dance. His lawsuit is almost identical to one filed by 2 Millie earlier this year or actually earlier this month for jacking his Millie Rock dance. Now, I will admit right now, I don't know who 2 Millie is, nor do I know his Millie Rock dance. But anyway, Alfonso's attorney says that, quote, "It is widely recognized that Mr. Ribeiro's likeness and intellectual property have been misappropriated by Epic Games in the most popular video game currently in the world, Fortnite. Epic has earned record profits off of downloadable content in the game, including emotes like Fresh, Carlton's dance. Yet Epic has failed to compensate or even ask permission from Mr. Ribeiro for the use of his likeness and iconic intellectual property. Epic has not yet commented, but they say that it's just not their policy to comment on any kind of ongoing litigation. So now let's rewind this thing a little bit. Let's rewind it back to April 23rd of 2012 to be exact, when Alfonso Ribeiro admitted that he stole the very same Carlton dance moves that he is now suing over. And his confession was caught on camera. In his lawsuit, he claims that he created the dance and is currently in the process of copywriting it. But the problem is that on that day in April of 2012, he looked into a TMZ camera to explain how he stole the moves from Courtney Cox and Eddie Murphy. He says that a decade ago, he was tasked with creating a dance for his character on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And he wanted his character to dance like a super white person. So he thought to himself, I know exactly, I'm going to steal it. So he walked TMZ through his moves from the Bruce Springsteen Dancing in the Dark video, and how he meshed that with Eddie Murphy's famous white man dance. And voila, the Carlton dance was born. So now the question is, can you successfully sue someone for stealing something that you admit you stole yourself? I guess we'll just have to wait and see what the courts say, but I kind of feel like he's out of his little black ass mind. So let's see what happens, y'all. Let me see if I can find the video of him saying that he stole this dance. Let's see, Carlton. Nah, I'm gonna look up let's see. Are y'all still with me? Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me today. I love y'all. Let's see here. Thank y'all for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Those thumbs up keep coming for me. I really, really appreciate that. Let's see. Okay. Do y'all play Fortnite? I don't play video games at all. But I hear so much about Fortnite all the time. Let's see here. Thank you, Mrs. LP. She's moderating her ass off for me. I'm so glad she's my moderator now. Let's see here. LOL, Carlton. Okay, I'm looking. There was an interview that I just looked at a little bit earlier. I will find it. I will find it one way or another. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna get it. One day. Maybe next week. Oh, it can't be next week. I don't have time. Okay, hold on, you guys. Here I come. Oh, come on. So, okay, first, here's Eddie Murphy's white guy dance. So, Carlton is not really looking like you have much of a leg to stand on. Let me see. I'm looking for Courtney Cox's dance too, which is very similar to Eddie Murphy's white man dance. And I'm curious. I want to know what y'all think, how y'all think this should go. So here's Courtney Cox and Bruce Springsteen in his Dancing in the Dark video. I mean, and I don't know, like, I'm not an attorney, don't know much about the law. It's troubling to me that he's trying to copyright it now after he has filed the lawsuit. Is that how these things work? That doesn't even seem right. It seems like if he had already had it copyrighted, then that might be something, but that doesn't seem quite right to me. And I don't know if there are any attorneys in the house or whatever, but yeah, I don't know, you guys. That just don't sound right. Let me see. Okay. Trying to see if his little interview will play. And I'm on TMZ's page right now. It's funny that TMZ is the one who's reporting this story, but then they're also the ones who dig up his old interview. Like, well, wait a minute, you told us that you stole the dance yourself. Let's see here. Let me see. I'll read y'all's comments while I'm waiting on that to come up. He may be able to copyright after the fact because he is kind of known for it, but that don't sound right either. Yeah, man, like, I don't know. I'm just feeling that this might not go the way that he's hoping. Let's see, what else? Journey says, I tried Fortnite. What? Hold up. I think that I have it able to play. This is the money. Okay.
How did it originate? Was it just like one of your dances that you did when you were younger and you're like,
No, on the Fresh Prince, they basically had a script where it said, Carlton dances, and I went, all right, well, how would Carlton dance? And I said, you know what? I know exactly. I'm going to steal it. I stole it from Courtney Cox and Eddie Murphy.
okay. Is that a combination of both
It's
of
a
those?
combo of all of that,
Okay.
a little bit of me mixed in.
Awesome. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that
Courtney Cox
actually
did
a
it in
dance?
Dancing in the Dark video.
Which one?
Princeton.
Oh, yeah.
When he brought Courtney Cox up on stage, she did that dance, and then it was Eddie Murphy's white man dance in his delirious video. So, when I was sitting there going, what dance would I do? I went, well, I know what it is. I'm going to do the white man dance. I'll be the black man doing the white man. Come on, let's get it on.
Yeah, so I don't think that is going to help his case. Let's see. Drain says, but even if he did steal moves from different people, he made it his own, so I get that. I mean, I guess, but like, they're not very different from exactly what Courtney Cox and Eddie Murphy did. Like, this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Animation says, and him saying that he stole it wasn't very smart. Yeah, and of course, like, this was back in 2012. And so maybe he just forgot that he had that interview with TMZ and already said that he stole it. So like, you can't. Oh, your son is addicted to Fortnite. It seems like a lot of kids are like, and a lot of grown men too, though. Jay, like, I don't know anything about it. I'm not the video gaming person. I just never had the hand-to-eye coordination skills to successfully play video games. Let's see here. Let's see what y'all are saying. Okay, yeah, hold up. I'm trying to get all the comments read. Oh, okay, so, animation says, so Eddie did it first. Yeah, that's what it seems like. So if anything, maybe Eddie Murphy needs to be suing Alfonso Ribeira and Epic Games himself. Like, I don't know. And Courtney Cox. Bruce Springsteen. I don't know. Like, yeah, but I just don't see him being successful with this. But you never know, y'all. You know, the legal system is so screwy, and it's just so weird, the things that people get awarded money for. You just never know. I used to play this game called City of Heroes. I was the baddest healer in that game. People would call me on the phone to make sure I was playing. What? Get it, Journey? Okay. The gaming lady. Let's see here. Ebro, Kodak Black, and Trick Daddy. I think that this is my last story. Yeah, it is. And it's old news. It's old news at this point. But I think it's worth discussing because we haven't discussed it here. And so it's been about 2 weeks ago now that Kodak Black was a guest on Hot 97 with Ebro. And in case anybody needs a background on who these guys are, Kodak Black is an ugly little dusty Negro of Haitian descent who is a famous rapper and who is black as night but loves talking about how he hates black girls. And he's one of these new age mumble rappers who young people have made famous for some reason that I can't understand. And he literally cannot string 2 sentences together. Literally. Ebro is a radio host. I guess he's been in the industry for years. I guess he's like been really hot in New York for a long time. And for some reason, like all these people in New York, like we're just kind of starting to hear about them in other regions of the country or whatever. But I guess Ebro's been around like forever, and he's been given the name Old Man Ebro. I guess because it seems like a lot of younger people think that he's not moving fast enough with the times as far as keeping up with the pace of hip hop is concerned. And so now Ebro had Kodak Black as a guest on his show, and he mentioned Kodak Black's pending sexual assault case. And he said that he would like to talk about it when he came back to the show, you know, some other time, because on his show, he says that sexual assault is something that's taken very seriously, basically. And so let me see, actually, if I can pull up the video. It ended up being quite a short interview, but let me see if I can let y'all see what happened there. Give me a second. I'm trying to get on. And thank y'all for hanging out with me on this Sunday. And Merry Christmas to everybody. Or Happy Holidays, whatever it is you celebrate. If you don't celebrate anything at all. Let's see here. And no. What's that boy's name? Kodak Black. Let me pull up that video and show y'all what's going on. Let's see here. And a lot of people had stuff to say about it. A lot of people. A lot of people. I'm trying to find the correct video so that I can show y'all the interview that pretty much started it all. Drip Drip Nick. Hi, Drip Drip Nick. I think that you're new here. That's not a name that I'm really familiar with, but thank you for coming in.
You know, looking at all your cases and everything you've been through, and I know the recent one right now is very sensitive. And with respect to, you know, everybody involved in that case, you know, we can't get into details today. But, you know, we take sexual assault here serious. And we can't, you know, get into details, but we hope, you to have you back so we can have a deeper conversation about that because, this is a serious topic. And we're hearing these stories a lot.
One thing we were talking about on the show today that for some reason I just have a hunch that you would care about. The idea that landing on the moon was a conspiracy. Kodak, do you believe that our moon landing in 1969 actually took place?
What the fuck y'all talking about?
You seem upset that I brought it up.
I feel like sometimes when niggas like be going through shit, like y'all be entertained by bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? So it's like change the subject on for the walk out.
We'll change which subject?
Just whatever. Like
No, they tried to change the subject. They was talking about the moon landing.
that's bullshit too. So talk about something else.
Well, I was saying, I think...
We don't have to talk about nothing else. We could be done right here.
Alright, I'm gone.
That's a bummer.
I don't know. You won't tell me what to talk about on my show.
Yeah, so that happened. I don't see what Ebro did wrong. I was amazed and disgusted to see how social media reacted. There were a lot of people, a lot of young people, mostly young black males, but even some young black females and people of other races who were calling Ebro all kinds of way out of his name for what he did in that interview. And I mean, like, that's some bitch ass shit. That's a bitch ass N-word and all this stuff for him to ask Kodak Black about his rap case. When in actuality, hi Invisible E, Ebro never asked him about the rape case. Pretty much what he said was, I understand that it's something that you can't discuss now, but at a later time, I'd like to have a serious discussion about it with you because this is something that we take seriously here at this radio station. We take sexual assault very seriously here. But, thankfully, some young women did appreciate Ebro's stance, and even I saw some men, thankfully, saying that they appreciated what Ebro said and what Ebro did. And he, to me, was speaking like a man who is the father of a daughter. He's speaking like a man with a fucking conscience. And so that was that. Obviously, I'm Team Ebro in that situation. Kodak Black didn't need to get up and jump. I mean, and he's asking them to change the topic when obviously that other guy who was asking the question about the moon landing, that's what he did. They were trying to lighten the mood. Okay, well, he don't want to talk about it, so let's just talk about something silly and try to, get back on track with something else, but he didn't want to do that. So, whatever. Well, Trick Daddy decided that he needed to jump his potato-built ass into the conversation too. Because he needed to defend his boy, or in his words, his little nigga, Kodak Black. And so let me see if I can pull up his video in response to that interview. Let's see here. Trick Daddy looking like oh God, Trick Daddy looking terrible. But yeah, here's what he had to say. Let's see, I want to find the full one so we don't miss any of Trick Daddy's words. Let's see here. Trick Daddy's looking like shit. Team Lil Dusty. Jay. Oh, Lord. Yeah, for real. No shit. Here.
Disrespected a homie. You tried a young nigga. Kodak, my little nigga. If nobody ain't gonna step up, nigga, I'ma step up, nigga. I won't smoke, nigga. You get on the radio, you supposed to be an older nigga. You supposed to be a nigga that's supposed to lead these niggas not into temptation. You supposed to get these niggas and put them under your wing and teach them the right from wrong. But your bitch ass, you trying to be a fake ass Charlemagne. There's only one Charlemagne to God, pussy. Keep Kodak name out your mouth. And stop bringing up shit you know the little homie cannot talk about on the radio, bitch ass nigga. And watch your motherfucking mouth. You don't disrespect no nigga from around my way, nigga. Unless you won't smoke. Matter of fact, I won't smoke, bitch ass nigga. That go for Ebro. And anybody who don't motherfucking like it, nigga. Fire.
Okay, now first of all, what's going on with Trick Daddy's mustache, y'all? Secondly, why does he need 3 edits for a video that was less than 1 minute? That was literally like 53 seconds. Why are we editing this video? And you ain't talking about shit. Like, okay, so, y'all, if Trick Daddy does not sit his out of breath, disgusting looking ass down somewhere, I can't even take him seriously when the only way that he can refer to this black man, both of these black men, as nigga. You know, that's my little nigga. You a old nigga. You supposed to be like helping the little niggas out. Like, what, Trick Daddy? If you don't shut the fuck up. So for the most part, Trick Daddy just got clowned on Twitter. But you know, I'm sure that you can imagine there were some ride or die Kodak Black fans or Kodak Black stans, who were absolutely thankful that Trick Daddy, stood up for their dude. So, absolutely ridiculous, y'all. I don't even know what to say. And Trick does love the babies. Yeah, Sean, you and Chandra. Jay and Chandra say he does. I mean, Trick Daddy pulled over. That was a Shell gas station, in case y'all didn't know. I don't know, I guess he was just so compelled after pumping his octane into his car. He needed to get that out of his system. Y'all, Trick Daddy's a goddamn fool. And I guess, I hope that was just some kind of publicity stunt because Love and Hip Hop Miami is getting ready to come on. And he needs to do something to get somebody to look at his dusty ass on there. I don't know, but whatever. Yeah, exactly. He went to the gas station and got completely gassed up. For real. Jay. I mean, for real, Trick Daddy, wow, and he didn't ask him to talk about it though, but he did say, I want to talk about it when we come back. If you have something that you can say it, but he didn't. Well, tell me, where were you? They act like he was, coming across like some kind of prosecutor. What were you wearing on the night of January 12th, 2014? He didn't do all that. He just said, whatever. So anyway, let's see here. Let us see here. Okay, Justice Hambrick says they both hate black women, so who cares for real? Wait, they both who? I know Kodak Black does. Who are you saying? Ebro also? Or Trick Daddy? I know. I guess you're saying Trick Daddy and Kodak Black, I guess, but I want to confirm because I don't know a whole lot about Ebro, but I did videos on Kodak Black and Trick Daddy, and they are both ridiculously sorry. Okay, you're saying Trick Daddy. Chandra said it's his song lyric. If you grew up the way I did, you got to understand. Trick love the kids. Trick. Yeah, I know he has that. I know that he has that song, Chandra. Chevy Power Fox says, who can hate black women? Not me. Exactly. Chevy Power Fox, that's how I feel. Who can hate black women? Not me either. Trick love the kids singing back up Chandra. If they don't get out of here. Chandra and Jay Bodega about to make me put them in timeout. Let's see here. Team Lil Dusty. So do y'all feel that the ones who give consent should have consequences as well? Oh, wait, hold up. Okay, Justice Hambrick says, some of us know how things go down in the hood. Some of these parents host these parties for their children, and these adult males attend while the parents are there. So do y'all feel that the ones who give consent should have consequences as well? Okay, this seems like there might be something even before that. Just LOL, that was a bullshit topic change. Yeah, talking about the moon landing, that was a bullshit topic change. But I don't blame Ebro for just telling him get out. You're not gonna tell me what I'm gonna talk about on my show. Fuck out of here. Let's see here. Okay, Invisible E came in. Thank you for coming in. Justice Hambrick says sexual assault is serious. That being said, if it's consensual actions, do you feel the minor should have consequences at all? No, I don't. I think that the adult needs to be the adult, and I do think though that if it's a case where the age of consent is 18 and you got an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old, I don't think the 18-year-old should have to register as a sex offender or something. There should be degrees to it. It's levels to this shit even when it comes to sexual assault, apparently. That's the way that I feel about it. So yeah, that's it. Um, Animations Real mentioned the wrestler who had to cut his locks during a match, and I finally saw that video. I'd been hearing about the story, like, like when I'm at work, I'm looking at Twitter, and like I'll see things, and sometimes I'll have a chance to look at it right then and there, or like if I don't I like write little. I keep these stickies, like, and I write little things down so that I can remember, like, oh, go look up this topic or whatever, And if I don't have that with me, or like, if I just don't have time to write something down, then I'll forget it. But that is something that I would have discussed. Did y'all see that? I was gonna say Baxter, the wrestler, teenage wrestler. I think that he was like an 18-year-old boy or something. He was told that he had to cut his locks before he could finish his match, and he ended up winning, thankfully. Because I kind of like look at that, like, Samson and his power having been in his hair. And honestly, when I heard that he had to cut his locks and then go back and wrestle, I thought that he would have lost. Thankfully, he won. But I do wonder, like, where were his parents? Like, could they not speak up for him and say that's some bullshit, or pull their son, from that match? Did he just have to finish? Were there college scouts there? Like, what situation just made it so pressing that he had no other choice, or he felt like he had no other choice but to go through with cutting his hair before moving on? I hated that for that young man. I really did. But let's see. I'm not surprised. When I used to work at a building downtown, my job was threatened if I didn't take out my braids. So yeah, and that's okay. Real Animations Real is the one who brought it up. And asked if we wanted to do a call-in on it, or if I wanted to do a call-in on that topic, and I could, and I said that we could just do black hair in general, or ethnic hair in general, as a topic, because our hair is such a political thing. And I've said it before in one of the streams that we were talking about, where we got on the discussion of Asian women getting surgery to widen their eyes to look more European. I was saying that, to me, Asian women are beautiful, and one thing that makes them beautiful is the slantedness of their eyes, and it's like their most definable feature. And I think that for black women and for black people in general, it is our hair. Now, yeah, I have on a wig, and I'll rock a wig or whatever. Under here, my hair is now braided, and I like to unbraid my hair, untwist my hair, and wear my hair in an afro. And it's big, it's huge, it's glorious, it's everything to me. And I get so many compliments on it, but I do feel that our natural hair, for black women, for black people, that is like I think that is our most definable feature. That is what separates us apart from any other group of people, the way that our hair defies gravity. But I think and I think that because of that, like, that's part of the reason why our hair is so politicized. It's more acceptable if you Google, like, what is the term? Like, there's something like, if you Google bad hair, maybe, I can't remember, but it's like you'll see a lot of Afrocentric styles come up, like braids and locks and afros and things. And so it's just like, I don't know. I just, but I mean, like, that could be a whole thing, like, just to talk about black hair and why it's such a thing. The athlete was humiliated. Look at how the lady was cutting it just wrong. Yeah, I agree. Like, there was no care, no concern, with that. And yeah, I didn't like that. Just had this conversation with my mom today about black hair and professionalism. Oh, really, Chandra? So you had that conversation with my mom too. We'll see here. What else? Jay said it would have been a forfeit for me. Yeah, I mean, I bet. Yeah, like, yeah, Jay has, like, locks down his back. Like, I just felt so sorry for this kid. I felt so sorry for him. Mrs. LP says, I believe black people should be able to wear your hair the way you want. They are part of your culture. They can define how you feel about yourself. Yep. I guess, but she didn't mention anything about being your mom. Chandra, shut up. I'm not adopted. Stop saying that. At least not when I talk to her. Oh, okay. Well, whatever, girl. You make me sick. Okay. That's all the topics that I have for today. Do y'all want me to go on and shut this down? Do y'all want to do a call-in show? Would y'all call in if I shut it down and restarted it for a call-in? Would y'all call in? The referee was completely out of line. Hope the family sues. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of, what else? I hope that guy who was trying to cash his check at the bank sues. I hope that Carlton sits his ass down and doesn't sue. Like, it's a lot of legal things that could be going on out of these topics that we have today. He had a history of saying racial slurs. Who did Justice Hambricks? Who had a history of saying racial slurs? I'm a little bit lost. I will come back and listen. I'm still cooking. Oh, okay. So Journey will listen. She won't call in. They made him take his hair cap and cut it off. The ref had a history of saying racial. Is that right? So it was the ref who made the call for him to cut his hair. See, like I said, I didn't look at the story. If I don't write it down, like when I first see it, sometimes it slips my mind. Was the boy biracial? Because his skin was very, very, very fair. Or was he just like a super duper light skinned black person? The boy looked biracial to me, or looked like he must have been. Not like I saw his face really, but his skin was just so white to me that I kept hearing that it was a black boy, but I didn't see a black boy when I looked at just, the visual. It didn't look white, didn't look black to me. But I'm just curious. He's an Afro-Latino from what I read. Okay. Either, I mean, not that it matters. That's sad and it's humiliating for him. I hate that. The rep had been suspended. Can't rep any more matches in that district. Good. That's good. That's something. Do y'all like my lipstick? Wah. I do this just for y'all. If y'all prefer me to not wear it, I won't. But I hate it because I hate getting lipstick on the bottle when I drink. Ew. Is there something else that y'all want me to talk about? Anything else that came up? If I shut down, will y'all come back for a call-in stream? Because I wouldn't mind just shutting up and listening to y'all talk, listen to y'all chit-chat. Y'all want to tell me what y'all got planned for Christmas? What do y'all want me to stream about, like, leading up into Christmas? Because I still got to finish Vlogmas. I'll come back until my food gets here. Why are you being so rude to me, Chandra? You wouldn't just eat your food and listen to me? And now I'm not your sister. Our mom is not my mom. She's just your mom. I use Rimmel Matte Lip. No, that's a London brand, right? Rimmel London. I don't know shit about makeup, but I do remember those commercials. I can't call in when I'm eating. Well, you can listen when you're eating. But you're just being rude to me today. It's all good. I don't care. I'm not crying. You're crying. Okay, but yeah, y'all, is there anything? I'm going to Houston for Christmas. Oh. Who are you seeing in Houston? Do you have a boyfriend? Leaving tomorrow. We don't celebrate Christmas anymore. Do you celebrate anything, or do you just enjoy the time off with your family, Justice Hambricks? M1 Uno is my man. He says, hey there, pretty lady. And guess who has commercials? I hope that would be me, since my channel's monetized up in this biatch. Let's see. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to be rude. It's okay. I'm used to it. No. Oh, you do celebrate Kwanzaa. Okay. Justice Hambricks. I don't. I know, well, Chandra's told me something about Kwanzaa. I don't know do you actually celebrate it? Like, I don't know. I just enjoy the time off, honestly. I don't really necessarily do anything Christmassy per se. We celebrate Festivus. Well, if we do, Festivus is today, so what's good? Because I haven't seen a Festivus poll I haven't had the opportunity to air my grievances, and there are plenty. And the feats of strength, I guess we can do after I eat dinner. So what's good? Um, does anybody here celebrate Festivus? If y'all do, happy Festivus to y'all, or to us. Festivus for the rest of us. Chandra, do you remember when we were at Demasi's eating and we saw those Festivus celebrators celebrating Festivus? Journey Festivus is a holiday from the Seinfeld show that his friend George's father came up with because he was fed up with the commercialization of Christmas after he was not able to get a doll for his son one Christmas day. He just kind of lost it and snapped, or for Christmas. So he lost it and snapped and created Festivus for the rest of us. And that's what it is. So, yeah, that was weird, Chandra. Like, I'm missing stuff like that. I want to go somewhere cool and celebrate Festivus. Daily values. Wait, what is that? Oh, Chandra says she does celebrate Kwanzaa as it is meant to be celebrated by using the principles in her daily life. So do you mean like throughout the year, like all the time? Is that what you mean, or do you mean like you dedicate those last 5 or whatever? I don't know, like those last days of the year to celebrate festivals. Let me see. Animation Real says he's barbecuing on Christmas Day. Well, hello. That's a Texas man right there. He's such a Texas man, y'all. And me and Animations Real are going to do a collaboration next year. There will be an Animations Real reveal. For those of you who don't know, if you're not already subscribed to his channel, he does animated things on his channel, and he does voiceovers for animations. So we've never seen your boy Animations Real, but we decided that we are going to visit one of the wineries out here in the Central Texas area, and he and his girl who knows all about wines, and myself and Uno who don't know about wines, and we're going to do a collaboration and blog at a winery, and we will reveal who Animations Real is. Animations Real, let us know that how did you word it when we were talking about the Catholic Church? He will not suppress the sweet nectar of the ladies, which we kind of were saying we think is a problem, or at least part of the problem with all of these priests and clergymen sexually assaulting these children. I just don't think that it's natural to expect for people to not have sex, and men especially to not have sex their whole lives. And so I think that they suppress this urge as much as they can until they just take control of little kids who are vulnerable and act out whatever sexual fantasies they have with them, and then, tell them you better not tell anybody, and the kids don't for several years, or sometimes for eternity, and they just keep doing that over and over. But I think that like the Catholic Church needs to look at its stance on allowing these clergymen to marry. I think, and like I said, I wasn't making excuses for them, because they know the kind of lifestyle that they vowed to take before they enter into it. But anyway, I'm just sick of hearing about these kids being sexually assaulted by these men of the cloth. There are 7 principles that are the basis of Kwanzaa, and I use those principles in my life. They are universal principles. Okay, so I guess what I'm asking is, do you set aside those 7 days, I guess after Christmas, to actually do something for Kwanzaa? That's my question, I guess, because I don't know. I don't know what you do anymore. And I barely do anything. Like I said, I barely do anything myself. I used to at least attend a church service or something. I don't now. I just really enjoy having time off for the holiday, and like to do something special with a loved one or something. That's about it. Like I don't Christmas. Like, I'm sure if I had children or like, when my nieces and nephews were smaller, like that was my shit. Like, I would have this huge bonus from my job, and I would just say, tell my sisters, well, tell me what they want, and I'll just go get their stuff. And like that was like the highlight of my Christmas, and I didn't even spend all day with them. So that it just was what it was. Hi, well, thanks for coming in. So yeah, we're at an hour. I was gonna say a minute. We're at an hour and 53 minutes, and I will not stand up right now because there's no need for me to. How are you doing? Thanks for coming in. Let's see here. Chandra says, well, thanks for coming in though. Well, that's a strange request. Um, um, we discuss it starting the 26th into January, then implement what we talked about throughout the year, daily practice. Okay. Only because it's part of my job, but I don't personally feel there needs to be ceremony. It's not a religious celebration. Okay. Gotcha. Who has awesome marketing ideas to get the live streams to 50 viewers? Hey, that's a good question. Someone can tell me that. Because we used to, like, y'all remember, like, we were, like, super duper lit, like, towards the end of last year. And, like, it was, like, common for us to have 20-something and 30-something people in here. But now, like, all that I hear is people say, I don't get notifications for your channel anymore. So, like, yeah, we got to get this party, like, super duper started. But I still like this because at least I can, like, read the comments. It was confusing for me when it was, like, so many people in. It was still lit, but it was, like, confusing. Let's see. Well says, I'm happy I arrived. Well, thank you. I'm happy that you got here, too. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang. That's also an everyday thing. According to Bone Thugs and Harmony. Let's see. I have an idea, but I don't want to get time. Well, okay, so I'm not going to take my clothes off if you think that that's what's going to get people in here or something like that. Since you want me to stand up now, I'm wondering about you, well. But thanks for coming in. But yeah, we keep it pretty lighthearted around here, so it's okay. Last stream was so. Are you saying big because of swirl? You are hot. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I work out very hard so that I can be hot as fuck. Thank you. Let's see. Folks are charging people like $145 for Unity cups and kits and all this stuff, missing the point. Oh, is that something related to Kwanzaa, like the Unity cups? Their cups? Explain that to me, because I don't know what that is. Okay, it must be. I don't know what a Unity cup is. But I suspect if I knew what one was, I probably wouldn't pay $145 for one. And a kit. What's in the Unity kit? Is that like an integral part of the celebration? I don't know much about Kwanzaa other than there are days that are associated with things. The Spidey sense. What are you talking about? Animation's real. Okay, so we got 3 minutes left to get this stream to 2 hours. I'm asking y'all again, if I shut down and do people light candles and pour libations. Oh, okay. If I shut down and do a call-in stream, which I'll come back for, we could talk about everything that we've talked about on here, and then just other random stuff. And I still need to do, y'all, okay, I need y'all's help. I do not like malto meal. I need y'all's help. Well says I saw a video about Kwanzaa, and I'm guessing you're a man. I don't know, you could be a woman, but thank you for coming in, whoever you are. I need some Christmas related topics. You're a man. Okay. I need some Christmas related topics so that I can finish Vlogmas and we can finish our count on who the biggest ho is out there. Right now we have a tie between Betty White and Bill Clinton. They both have 20 votes apiece. And so we need to wrap that up so that on Christmas Day I can do a stream and I can announce who is the biggest ho out there. If y'all decide y'all want to come back, can y'all just give me like maybe a 30-minute break Malta meal muffins. Children have been asking me to make some more. Oh yeah, I do remember you used to make those muffins. I have some cornbread from Sam's, and it's really, really sweet, and it tastes like those. It kind of reminds me of that. It's nighttime where you are. Where are you? Well, tell us where you are. Um, Everything is symbolized. You're in Europe. Where in Europe are you? I love Europe. Um, Is it Jiffy? No, like Sam's Club has their own bakery, and they do their thing. And I love Sam's Club bakery actually. The cornbread is a little sweet for my taste. My favorite cornbread is my dad's cornbread. Nobody can touch that man's cornbread. Cornbread king of Texas is what he is. But I love Sam's cakes and their buttercream icing. Oh man, Sam's is so good. I'm kind of thinking, and you're high too. Oh Lord. Okay, well, all right. Well, thank you for tripping with us. I don't know like what your high does for you, but thanks for hanging out with us and not being too rambunctious in here. I appreciate you for coming and chilling with us. What else? Cookies. Oh, okay. I'm glad your pants are still on. My pants are still on too. I have on shorts, but they're still on. And I'll keep them on for the duration of this live stream, I promise. What else? I don't stream every day. I need to. I need to stream every day for sure until Christmas. And after that, like, I have to buckle down and I have to study for a test that I have coming up in January 25th. So I won't be streaming every day, but I need to get in some more time because my analytics are not quite where I want them to be. They have chocolate candy with liqueur. Oh, at Sam's? Well, let's see. We make cornmeal cakes called Johnny Cakes. Oh, I've heard the term Johnny Cakes, but I'm not familiar with what that is. I've heard it. Oh, at Sam's. Okay. They have chocolate candy with liqueur. That sounds right up your alley, Chandra. Well, thank you, for being a new fan. I appreciate you. I try to be kind. I'm not always kind. I'm human, you know. Okay, so we've made it to 2 hours, y'all. I'm going to go in and shut down. Let's say, okay, it's 5:09 my time. Let's say 5:30 Central Standard Time. So if y'all give me about 20 minutes, I'll come back and we can do a call-in stream. If y'all have any topics that are lit, let's HB. What does HB mean? What does that stand for? If y'all have any topics that are lit, then let me know. Like, if y'all can think of something that would be, like, would make for a good call-in show. Because that's what I'm really looking for. And hurry back. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I really, really, really want to do a call-in show about these reality shows that I watch. I would love to be able to do a call-in show about Married to Medicine, Real Housewives of Atlanta, and to a much lesser degree, Love and Hip Hop, the New York franchise, because that's looking boring as fuck to me. I don't understand the appeal of Joe Budden. I'm sick of seeing Sin Santana. Remy Ma, I'm lost on her. I don't get her anymore. It's a whole lot that's going on over there that I just don't get. I don't understand. But I would like to do that. But I don't think that a lot of the people who watch me watch reality TV like that. But I want to like just do call-ins about that because people get so attached to their characters on reality TV. I just think that it would be a fun thing to do a call-in about. I am located in Texas in the United States. And with that, I'm going to go on and log off. If y'all have some topics, just let me know. It doesn't even have to be right now. If y'all can think of anything ever that you want me to talk about, then just let me know. Holler at me. Because I really want to get the call-in thing going. I enjoy doing that because it gives me a chance to give my voice a break. I've been talking for 2 hours straight. And last week I talked for 4 hours straight on this thing. So I like for y'all to like kind of take over, and even when Uno streams with me, that's cool to have a co-host and kind of give my voice a break. Good night, Mrs. LP. Thank you so much. So I said 5:20. I said 5:30. That would give me 20 minutes. They'll give me some time between 20 and 30 minutes, and I'll be back with a call-in stream. If y'all have ideas, hit me up on Twitter or here. I'll just leave this thing running, and y'all can still chat. Okay, I will talk to y'all later. I love y'all. Peace out. No, I'm not going to leave it running, but the chat will still run for a few minutes after I log off. So I will see y'all. I love y'all. Y'all won't see me on the call-in stream because I'm going to be using my phone to take the calls. So I'll be back, though. Holler. Peace out. Mwah. Got lipstick on my finger. I hate that. Later, y'all.